Yes, God is good, my friends. We here another day. Here another day, another opportunity. That's always a good thing. Another day, another opportunity. What you gonna do with it? So I don't know. That's totally up to you what you do with it, my friends. K Heavy, Fly the Blue Sky. I like that. Chakra House, Lindsay, Coach Media, Errol Harvey. What's going on, my good people? What's going on, YouTube? People in the building. Kamala Harris has made her choice. My people, YouTube, Facebook, I want you to definitely join me, like and subscribe at all times. It's your boy Crown Dion, and we just talking about life, talking about what's real, and we're talking about the upcoming elections. Is this hypocritical or not? Where is Bernie Sanders when you need him? Where is Bernie? I mean, what's going on? This lady just picked the most, definitely a socialist. Definitely a socialist. And the last time I checked, America was totally against socialist. I know that from being in a socialist organization myself at one point in time. Yeah. So they've picked a socialist. I remember when Bernie Sanders was running, beating everybody. Shout out to the Bernie brothers. Um, and they actually took it from him. They actually like muscled Bernie to say no, we don't have time. We're not ready for socialists in this country. I mean, AOC, first of all, if AOC likes it, that should tell everybody. Oh yes, okay. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Poppy Chulo, shampoo 2.0. You got shampoo you selling, my friend? Yes, she did a bad job picking Tim Waltz. You already hear what I'm talking about, my friend. That is crazy. I'm talking about this is the guy that actually let Minnesota burn down. Muscle Bernie, muscle bite. Yeah. Bobby Chulo, he own it. Yeah, they muscle Bernie, they muscle biting. Only difference is in this regard. The only reason why I directly mentioned Bernie, because this guy is on record saying something about this guy embraces socialism in full. Um, he's not hiding it. He's not running from it. Whew. He said something to the effect that one person's a socialist problem is good for some people. You know, if you have a problem with socialists, that mean that many other people is loving the socialism. You know, this guy is dangerous. As Minnesota was on riots, first of all, I do want to say, we all understand why people of Minnesota or wherever else it was in Minnesota. I forgot the actual city where George Floyd was murdered. We all understand why the community was upset. So obviously, yeah, we know it was riots. We know things was done. Um, but George Floyd was murdered. I'm not one of them guys that's gonna come on here and try to uh, water that down at all. But there are innocent people, or there are people, the five cops or the four cops that was involved, and probably some of the tactics that the police force have practiced and stuff like that. Yeah, it's probably fair to be upset about that. It's probably fair to question a lot of that and get together and protest. I do understand. And I do understand. I watched it on TV. I watched the 8 minutes. I watched it. I get it. And I even understand that I think everybody in who was breathing, watching TV at that time, actually said to themselves, it's gonna be a riot. This is gonna go a little bit further than a protest. All right, all right. Man kneels on a man neck for, scuffles with somebody for 8 minutes and kills him in broad daylight like he hasn't a care in the rural. Yeah, you damn right it's gonna be a little bit more than a protest. But bring me on, dude. 5280. Yeah. I think we knew it was gonna be a little bit more of a riot. I mean, more than a protest. It reminds me of when that reporter was trying to report and everything on the television set behind him. I'm not going to say the whole city, but everything we could see on our television set was on fire in the background. And he was like, oh, well, you know, getting hit with bottles that was flying. Oh, well, this is a peaceful protest mostly. I'm like, what? And so I am saying for the maybe innocent people or unsuspecting civilians, taxpayers that suffered a lot of loss, maybe even fear. Um, if they understood what was going on, it probably would have been a little less fearful. But we understand what happened. But I'm saying that to say this. I want to get off that and jump right into what I'm talking about. It's like nothing that happened should have been an excuse for the governor. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about an average guy in the barber shop, a sister in the hair salon, a white lady in the hair salon, a white guy in the barber shop, Hispanic. We're not talking about regular people sitting up saying that was effed up and you know what? They should let the whole city burn. We're talking about the governor who just got chosen by Kamala Harris to be the VP if she wins. This guy is nuts. Trump, hey, buddy, your city is burning down to the ground. Do you want me to send in the National Guard? Oh, no. Looks good to me because I have armed security. So do as Usher said, Mr. Trump, and let it burn. A black man was killed by 5 cops. And my friend, 5280, I want to let you up. I don't have a problem doing that. I'm just actually going live for a really quick minute. Normally I do it for a long time and I speak for a long hour or two. This is not that occasion today. I'm just doing something really quick because I just saw this update being at work all day and I'm just kind of touching on it. I tell people to get out their feelings all the time. But I'm in my feelings about this. I'm like, what? These people are so hypocritical, man. It's so crazy that blacks and more people are not upset, just like the young person. I don't want to say the young person. I don't know what their color is. So I'll just say the young lady or the young man who just said she did a bad job picking her VP. First of all, it's been the Democrats who've been talking about how old people are. Everybody's too old. Oh, we're just going to turn around and get another old guy. Trump was already there. They already complained about Trump. They complained about Joe. And what do? They double down on another 60 plus year old guy, but not just 60 plus years old. You can't, this guy has been saying this same thing this is him. This is who he is. It's not like Joe Biden when they made Joe Biden do a 180-degree turn on who he was. Everything you saw from Joe Biden, that was not him. I'm saying that was not none of the stances that he formerly took. Almost 80% of the stuff that he was saying and passing was new. So it was not him. The same thing with Kamala. How is it that on one hand, you got a black man on TV or on social media? You're right, Sean905. Just vote. Great comment. You have a black man on social media right now talking about how he received, I think, 50 years to life. And I could be wrong on the sentence, but life was definitely the max. We'll just hold you for the rest of your life on some trumped up charges. And Kamala Harris was there at his trial, was there at his sentencing to laugh at him. And this guy did time. Kamala Harris sat on his his evidence to make sure he did not get out. Woman bashing. Wow. All right. I'm actually talking about Tim Walz. What a dummy. Yeah. So and this guy is actually talking about his testimony. Of course, he was freed because the state forced Kamala Harris to get up off of the evidence, and this young man was freed. And so now he's over the internet talking about it. And I mentioned that to say this is the same woman that is now saying how she's soft on crime. This is the same woman that was bailing out criminals. This is the same woman that was Waltz required tampons in boys. Yeah, I saw that. You know, in boys' bathroom, Waltz required tampons. And they are the ones calling people weird. Great comment, 5280. Great comment. They're calling people weird, weird, and everything you look when it comes to passing something or passing a bill, putting on some legislation, whether it's passed or not. And it's all weird when it comes from the Democrats, but they have put in this thing to say everything that the Republicans do are weird. Pretty blazing, vote and pray. Bashing who? Kamala? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't waste no time on it, pretty blazing. This person obviously totally missed everything I said about Tim Walz. Totally missed the whole premise of the conversation. So I would say disregard that person. Yeah, anyway, I hear everybody wants to talk about other things. I don't know who's more woke, Kamala or that guy Waltz. Thank you for sticking to the conversation, Poppy Chulo. Shampoo 2.0. That means my brother got some good hair or he's selling some good shampoo. I would suggest that y'all check his page out or her page and find out what it is and support the good person. Hell with the Republicans, Democrats, 2024. Okay, there's a socialist or a libertarian, no problem with that. And so yeah, yes they did. I didn't even okay. All right. Unearthed footage about how the Democrats have been planning for a long time to actually get rid of Trump if he wins. And that plan is still in motion somewhat. This guy Jamie Raskin never shy to talk about his idiocy and his hypocrisy. So now they're actually in real time talking about what they're gonna do and how they're gonna handle Trump if he wins. Basically, we notice. Oh yeah, I did see that some people liked my Trump impersonation, so I did my best. But yeah. So I can just imagine the phone call to the governor Tim Walz. Yeah, my friend Tim Walz. Yeah, buddy. There, your city is burning down bigly in the background. I can send over some National Guard and get that taken care of really quickly, my friend, if you like. Oh no, sir, Mr. President. Everything is going fine. I have armed security, and I am sure that I will be okay, and I will be able to speak to you tomorrow. None of my businesses will be harmed. And by the way, my family businesses are in a protected area. My family lives in protected areas, so we and the people like me will be okay. Let it burn. By the way, Mr. President, my favorite artist is Usher. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. That is what this guy said. And if they haven't whitewashed it, if they haven't removed it from the internet, you can easily find it. Easily find it. All right. Voting prayer is silly. Okay. I wish people that say stuff like that, never mind. Yeah, so yeah, this guy is openly like a congressman. It's crazy, man. This is crazy. It's crazy. And so yeah, man. I want to play this. I want to play some of this guy and let people hear how he sounds. And I guess they're trying to say basically, Trump tried to get certain things done when he lost in 2020. And he gave us a hint, and so if he wins, we don't have to certify the elections. And we know this. We know one thing from the Democrats. Once it's put into motion, this kind of plan with the Democrats will work. The Democrats have nobody who will stand up to idiocy. The Democrats have nobody. And if you want to say, how do I come to that conclusion? I simply say, look at the last 4 years. What Democrat besides Joe, what his name is in Massachusetts, and he's, some timing, the guy that kind of looked like Joe Theismann a little bit. uh, and besides this guy RFK, he had to actually switch parties. All right, so it sounds like a logical. At least I actually hear a reasoning from somebody. I appreciate this JMW. He made a quote and he has reasons behind it, and I want to read it. I want Harris to win because she's doing a great job at the border, and I some. That was a good one. That was a good one. JMW actually snuck up on everybody. He snuck up on us with that one. I actually read it because I'm so fair with every comment. I try to be. I try to be fair with every comment, whether it's crazy, whether it's supportive, whether it's patriotic, whether it's anti-American. I probably won't read it if it's too anti-American, but if it's actually sticking to the conversation, I don't mind reading it. So my guy, my friend JMW said, I want Harris to win because she's doing a great job at the border, and I support inflation. Go Harris. Yeah, man. You know, hey, that is a logical, very eyes wide open comment. I do get it, my friend. I appreciate the comment. And yeah, that's a person that's paying attention, realizing that inflation, you almost have to be absolutely crazy to think inflation is your friend. Inflation has been called a crunchy buster. And so my friend said a great comment. I support inflation. He's understanding, he or she understands that uh nobody, absolutely nobody is supporting it unless you are in a different tax bracket and you are absolutely, it got to be some things going wrong. And because she's doing a great job at the border. So I whoa. By the way, I just saw on TV 375 terrorists on the terrorist watch list. They always like to give us this number. 375 people that we know about. They never say that unless you're watching, a certain news. 375 people have entered this country under Joe Biden on the terrorist watch list. No, you know about 375. I would like to say the very fact that you're saying these people are on the terrorist watch list would tell me that these people aren't coming in the right way. So if you know about 375, those are just the dumb ones. Those are just the ones you caught up to. If they're on the terrorist watch list, they tried to come in a different way, and chances are they made it. So thank you for letting us know, America, media, CNN and Fox. By the way, I saw that on Fox. CNN won't tell us anything. And so thanks, Fox, for telling us about the 375. But I want to say, we, the people, we understand that those are the ones that you know about. So if they're saying 375, I'm going to say 500. That's a lot of people. 375 is a lot of people to be on a terrorist watch list. That's like saying if you're a neighborhood, or if you're in one of those neighborhoods and they have to put up this guy because he's a predator on a pole, you have 375 of those poles in your community with a different sticker on it, with a different poster and a different face. At some point, you start saying, damn, like, how did this happen? How are we being told about 375 people entering the country on the terrorist watch list? It's crazy. It's crazy. JMW, keep coming with the comments, man. I need them. I love them. I love laughter. Laughter is good. God is good. If you're hearing the post, if you're breathing today, if you ate, you slept good, you're moving all your limbs, give a good thanks to God. Yes, this is this guy.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need.
Now, this guy is saying two things. One, he's saying he thinks Trump is going to win. He just said it's up to us to tell Trump in 2025 that he is disqualified. He's going back to where he said we don't have to certify the elections, like Trump just asked his VP not to certify the election because he felt there was cheating going on. So this guy is going ahead and he's saying we can absolutely do this. Now, keep in mind, you're hearing his words and you didn't hear me you didn't hear me say a thing. So he didn't say under the pretense that we feel something bad happened. He didn't say if Republicans and Trump's mad friends rush all of these voting polls and shut down voting. He didn't say if Trump cheats. What he said is on January 6th. Something about that word, January 6th. So that is the day they swear in the president, and he's saying we don't have to do it. Maybe not swear him in, but certify. And he's saying flat out, that is the day we can tell him he is disqualified. In 2025, you heard him say it. So that means to me, this one guy who's not in the blind about Kamala, he's a Democrat congressman. He's been up there for years. So he's not swayed and bought by all of the love of this new love for Kamala. So he's coming out flat out saying he doesn't know it, but he's saying he thinks Trump's going to win. Why else would he say this is up to us to tell Trump in 2025? Yes. Alexis Gardner, great comment. They are always looking for a loophole. Yes, indeed. Thanks for paying attention, my friend, because that's all it's about. It's not a rag. It's a cap. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man. I was real shocked to hear him say that. It's not like I said, he's talking past tense. This guy has actually jumped to 2026. January 6th, I meant to say 2025, January 6th, 2025. And he flat out said that it is up to us to let Trump know. How can you let Trump know? I mean, like, what are you gonna how can you let Trump know if Harris is gonna win? So Jamie Raskin thinks Harris is gonna lose. He knows a lot of things that we don't know. You understand? He knows that she's a hypocrite. He knows that holes are starting to get poked into her stories and all her hypocrisy. And he also knows that you just picked the socialist. America voted in 2020, and the man who was leading the vote for the Democratic Party was a coup. That word is really, 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 really something with the Democrat Party. Yeah. So that guy, they kicked Bernie out. Not really kicked him out, but they really, really overran Bernie, put him to the side, stole the nomination from him. And in other words, they said, no, Bernie, America is not about socialism. But this new guy, he is a flat out socialist. He is not hiding from it. He is not shy about it. And he actually is embracing it, and he's asking America to embrace it too. That's hypocrisy. That is crazy. Because this is different from the stance that Kamala Harris has taken. By the way, if you're in a state, this guy's done so many different things. Where's my guy at? Poppy Chulo. What else? No, they think he won't accept the election and will do another. Oh wow. Oh, all right. Well, that's not what he just said. Actually, you didn't listen to the I'm reading a comment, YouTube, Facebook. I'm reading a comment by a silly person who feels like they just heard Jamie Raskin say something about Trump losing. They just said it is up to us to tell Trump he's disqualified. So based on the Supreme Court ruling. So you do your research and you find out what Supreme Court rulings happened about certifying elections based on last time, and then that'll give you a different answer. Now, I respect anything you have to say, but at least have a little smartness. As your VP, Kamala Harris said, you must stay woke. So stay woke, and in staying woke, at least come with some relevancy, because that was irrelevant, what you just said. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, he did not say that. He did not say what somebody just tried to make it seem like he said. On Earth. Let me see. So let's go and listen to some more radicalization of the people that's been selected. Papi Chulo, he also made it possible. So if, just say for instance, I know for instance, one state says no to a young lady. You know what? I actually don't have a huge complaint about that, to be totally honest. So I won't even go there. Because there's always something good that somebody's doing, and just because somebody does one or two or got a whole bunch of bad ideas doesn't mean he can't or she can't fathom one good idea or two good ideas. And I truly mean that. Kamala Harris, fellas and ladies and gentlemen.
We have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less.
Yeah. Boy, those Democrats, that sister, it's a lady in this feed. She is definitely listening to every word Kamala says. You have to stay woke. You have to stay woke. As a matter of fact, I need you, vote and pray, to be the wokest, or V. I meant to say V. Be the wokest. I might have an award for the wokest person. I might have a wokest person award.
We have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And
The laugh almost always is supposed to make people agree or laugh with her or make you think she's right. But in actuality, that is when you've said something stupid. That is an embarrassment laugh. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I think that's when she knows she can't fathom the words, put them together, uh, as they say, complete a sentence. And so you just laugh. That's your go-to nervous moment thing to do. I don't know.
you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was grateful for some great comments by people the other day. Women made great comments about how they would not trust a woman because of things like this. She said it's a balance in between being tough and being a bitch. That's not the person I want by the nuclear codes. No, not me. No. By the way, who allows people to call you with a notion that it might be a scam? What government allows these programs to call you and tell you in the caller ID, hey, it's just us trying to scam you? Man, this government, all of it. I'm in a red state. I'm in the Santa state. So it's all of it. It's crap. How many old people are duped by these kind of calls? Sad, man.
There's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch. Turn that off.
You heard how long? You heard how it took her a second to get the crowd to clap. She had to keep that. She had to keep laughing, and it looks totally horrible. Also, she told them to turn the camera off because she knew she had made a dumb statement and it was going to be televised. Yes, this was televised, young lady. I'm gonna play it one more time.
Tough and being a bitch. Turn that off.
Wow. And you have people upset with other people because they don't like it. You have some Sambo who calls himself a robot, who calls himself a transformer, and he's calling somebody out of their name. You know, that is what I'm talking about. People who are actually scared to identify as a man are the people that are stupid, sick in their head, and who do the most criticizing. This guy wants to be a transformer. Yeah, and I mean that literally. If he's voting for the Democrats right now, he might be a transformer. He might literally want to be a transformer. Keep this guy away from your kids. Yeah, Optimus Prime. Yeah, okay. Thank you. We need you in politics, buddy. And so, yeah, that is the lady that is up for president. And she says very hard. It's hard to, it's a tough balance between being tough and a bitch. Whoa. All right. All right. But they said Trump had temperament problems. Didn't have a good temperament. Okay. All right. All right, man. Like I said, Papi Chulo, I appreciate the follow. Kamala again, marinate Trump 2025 user. Catherine. Oh, wait, did that say? Yeah, man. All right, Alexis Gardner. Yes, Icy, what's up? Yeah, man, we're just talking about the truth, man. And I'm just saying, as we look and people do your research while you can, before it is removed, before it is gone, look up this guy and just say to yourself, be honest. I'm going to totally be honest with people. I was in a revolutionary organization for a long time. That revolutionary organization was known to be, or said to be, or painted to be, or I won't even say that. I will say it was a socialist organization. I understand more now what socialists mean, and I understand what the future of socialist countries, how they ended up. But I just wanted to say that to say, I know when I hear somebody say, I'm a socialist and I would like to be in control, I know, and I've seen the opposition, and the opposition to our party in our black city, not too black, but in our city, we had almost every church. As a matter of fact, we was on our health. We was about our health. And so when people would be like, "Oh man, you don't eat meat, so you're Muslim." Oh yeah, I know all of y'all in that movement, y'all Muslims, because we were very healthy. We did our best to talk about our health, talk about political issues, talk about, black this and black that. So it was like, all of those Muslims. I just say this to say that to be up on what was going on, you had to be in a different religion, but we wasn't. But as far as a socialist goes, it was almost every church in our city that was against our movement. Almost every church. We probably had a guy, Reverend Sykes in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Pastor Murphy in St. Petersburg, Florida, every now and then that would support or that would actually stand up or support an issue here or there. But for the rest of them, oh, we were all evil. We were all devils. We were sinners. And it was nothing good about being in a socialist organization that actually questioned and stood up to the government. Nothing good. We were followed by cops, harassed by cops. As a matter of fact, the leader of the organization is facing trial right now for doing the very same thing that America and the Democrats push every day. In other words, Bernie Sanders, dinner, friends with the Russians. Joe Biden, friends with the Russians. Getting married and honeymooning with the Russians. Omali Yeshitilla, the leader and founder of the African People's Socialist Party, is facing trial right now. So don't tell me America looked at socialism as a good thing. It's the reason why a lot of people, whether you're Republican or Democrat, looks down on AOC. And at the same time, it's a lot of reason why a lot of people love AOC. It's the reason why they pushed Bernie Sanders out. So I'm just saying, this guy is Bernie Sanders 2.0. Bernie Sanders never said anything about putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. What the hell? Bernie Sanders never said anything about, oh, this can be the state that does medical procedures on women if another state bans it. Come here and I will actually make sure your state, I have put in protections. So basically he's saying, I will fight other states for anybody that wants to come here and have medical procedures that you can't have in your state. And we're not just talking about the A word. You understand what I'm saying? Minnesotans. I don't even know what you are. How's that word go? Is it Minnesotans, Minnesota people, Minneapolis? My people, you have issues. You have hunger problems. You have homeless people problems. Homelessness problems, I should say. You have mental health problems. You have drug problems. How can this man be inviting every woman or man from different areas to his place to tell you, the taxpayers in Minnesota, to pay for their procedures? How is it that this man can say, I know you're having issues at home and thoughts at home, questions at home. You're not doing good. You're questioning yourself. You feel left out. So if you're in a high school or a middle school and you're a boy, I'm going to help you with those little feelings that you're dealing with by putting all of this feminine products right in your way when you want to go to the bathroom. What? Tampon Tim. That's what Mike said. I got a quote from Mike on TikTok. Thank you, Mike. Tampon Tim. That's a great name. Maybe we should forward that one to Trump. Probably because of the tampon word, he probably won't be able to use it. Oh my gosh. Is that what he called it? Facebook and YouTube, y'all missing some great comments. But don't worry, I'm going to read them all to you. So, tampon, sorry, my bad. The tampons that were put in the bathrooms are being referred to. The man that actually passed this law or whatever, legislated it, is being referred to as Tampon Tim Walz, the man who Vice President Kamala Harris just picked as her running mate. And it's also, those will be referred to, since they're in the man's bathroom, they are man pons. Whoa. Man ponds. I'm trying to have my best straight face. Yeah, what's that conversation like? Let's see, what's my guy name? Tony Malone. How does that conversation sound? Is it a periodical thing that they go in and get these man ponds? We need to know about this, all right, Malone? Do they just go in and get them when they're feeling a certain feeling? Is it an upset thing? Like, are they leaking from whoa. They just had a man. I'm not gonna have um all of the right facts. So I want to say, Google this. Something around the facts that a man who's definitely in that community just totally um R-worded his children, including the daughter, in including the daughter. And so, yeah, oh man, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about that. It was just a thing that came to my mind as I thought about the man pond situation, and I did hear a little bit about it today, but I definitely want to do more research. This guy actually R-worded his own children, and this is the type of guy that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is standing up for. This is the type of guy that walked into the school in Kentucky or Tennessee, wherever it is, and we never heard anything about his motives because he had to be protected under a certain community. I'm not bashing the community. Some of those are great people. They too are upset about a lot of this madness that is going on. All right, let me look at some comments real quick. These comments are on fire today. Alexis Gardner, Trump is our chance to close the border and save our nation from demise. I totally agree with that. He's kind of proven that he can't be bought. Something tells me that Bernie Sanders would have been a problem for him as well. A little bit older, a little bit tougher, wasn't gonna compromise. We saw that with Bernie. So the Democrat Party, whether he would have won, I don't think he would have beat Trump. But what I'm saying is the Democrats have proven that we only want people that we can control. That is it. We need people that we can control. Nobody can tell me why Obama did not force the crime bill to go away. I'm talking about force. I'm talking about when you look up which president used executive orders more than any other president, you will find out it was Obama. So nobody, if there is no explanation, and it's always sad because it's the black people like Optimus Prime that will quickly say, "Oh yeah, well he tried to, my brother. It was just that guy Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell was blocking everything Obama tried to do." Yeah, right. I will tell you what Mitch McConnell tried to block. A lot of that other stuff Obama tried to do. Yeah, Mitch McConnell blocked the crime bill being taken down. I'm with you. But he also tried to block all of that stuff that was able to go into the army. Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. Cool guy smoking a cigarette, hey. Don't ask, don't tell. Yes, we can. Don't ask, don't tell. Gay marriages, such and such, such and such. Mitch McConnell tried to stand up to a lot. But guess what? There is a thing in the presidency called executive orders. That means bulldoze. That means F you. People, I tried to ask nicely. That's what it means. I tried to ask you nicely. Give me my Mr. T voice. I tried to ask you fools nicely. I pity the fool that don't pass my law. Executive. Yeah. So it's clowns that always try to use that for an excuse. Oh, yeah, but Obama had more executive orders than any other president. Just thought I'd say that. This lady will laugh for 2 minutes. Has anybody ever sat in a real show, like live TV show being produced? It tells you to laugh. It tells you when to applaud, when to laugh, when to make a oh, that's so sad. When to make all of these different things. And by the way, if you've been watching little sitcom comedies for years and you thought people was actually laughing at it, you are mistaken. They tell you when to laugh. Okay? Almost like they have those signs in front of every Democrats funny us. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, the montage on Weird was crazy. Trump is the real deal. Democrats want sheep. I totally agree with it. Totally. Which is why uh Kamala was chosen. And I don't say that. I don't know Kamala personally, but you don't have to. All you have to know is this lady had one set of principles and she totally changed them to slide to the top of that, Democratic nomination thing. She totally got rid of those principles. You don't go, she understand this. I saw people say propaganda. I saw people say, oh, that's fake news, basically, about Kamala. And they said it was bad reporting. DM's cats are weird though. But one thing, when Tulsi Gabbard blasted Kamala Harris. Oh, I got it right because somebody did tell me. Kamala. All right. So when Tulsi Gabbard blasted Kamala didn't say a word. Not one word. When Tulsi Gabbard brought up the fact that you held inmates past their sentencing. I mean, come on, man. Everybody in this panel, 3.3 right now. That's not a lot. But everybody in this panel understands that no matter when you come, if you hear it later, that's crazy. That's crazy. If somebody accusing you of something in front of millions of viewers on live television, and you got the right to actually speak up or at least wait till they done and see, even if they ask you a different question. We saw Trump do it. Trump ain't having it. Trump ain't gonna let you do that to him. Oh no, by the way, no. And by the way, he brought something up and I need to address that. No. Look up those things. Look up the 2020 debates. Look at how Tulsi Gabbard drug her like Lionel on Charlie Brown dragging that blanket. She drug her like Lionel's blanket. And she didn't say a word. It was so sad that she couldn't even laugh. I mean, she was hitting up with so many uppercuts, she couldn't even laugh. You held inmates longer than they were sentenced, past their sentencing to get slave labor. She didn't use the word slave. I did. She said cheap labor. By the way, you held an inmate or you allowed people to be held in prison while you sat on evidence that would free them. And some of those people are on the internet right now telling their stories about Kamala Harris. Yeah, man. Yeah. And so the people who are calling other people hypocritical for not supporting that, you need to understand that you are the one that's a hypocrite. You are the one that is against your community. You are the one that against the people. You. It ain't nothing that you're saying. And like almost every Excuse me, I gotta plug this up. And like almost every, I ain't gonna say almost every, but like a lot of the black women that I have seen, including the pretty Blasians, uh, deja vus. Um, this sister that just spoke at the Trump rally. How are you, Optimus Prime? How are you, black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman? Anybody that can be identified as a person of color. How are you supporting it? When she as a woman don't even support you. All of the women's rights, she's giving them to a man. She's ready to. If that man says, I don't feel I'm a capable man. He probably don't even have to say that. All he has to say is, I want to be. I feel like I'm. And that's good enough for Kamala. That's good enough for Kamala to actually spit on every other woman because men are saying they can be. And this is the woman y'all are supporting. Forget that she's black or Indian or Asian or Hispanic. Who knows what race she's going to say next? So just in case she says she's white, forget that she's any race at all. The fact that she's not identifying as a woman that can be defined in America amongst the Democrats, that is a problem. Somebody named Slingshot asked, why does it bother me? Wow. Everybody remember the people that ask certain questions. So you know what type of person that person is. But they're asking an open-ended question, so I don't mind answering it. Why does it bother me? Well, simplest put is, I have granddaughters. Hopefully that's good enough for you. But if it's not, who cares? The fact that you just saw two men, it's idiots like that. Sorry. If you're not upset, you must be one of these people. Slingshot. Optimus Prime, a person that wants to be a transformer. Yeah. And so, the fact that two men boxed today or will be boxing for a gold medal in women's boxing, what do you mean, why does it bother me? What are you talking about? Yeah. That's probably another transformer. I don't know. Slingshot. Yeah, slingshot. Oh, yeah, slingshot. That's another transformer. All right. So we know what the slingshot is about. Yeah, go put your thing in a sling. All right. Boy, people are letting it out, man. You can't even talk about truth anymore. You just can't. Um, yeah, I got granddaughters though, my friend, and they also are in sports, Slingshot. So hopefully, um, that's a good enough question or answer response for you. If you have kids, it should bother you. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have daughters or nieces, or you never had I don't know, you never had a woman figure in your life besides the one who gave birth to you. You can't deny that was a woman. So no matter how many times you try it, I can guarantee you that it was a woman who gave birth to you, my friend. I can guarantee it. All right. I'm talking about you can. She had to play a role in the process, not two men. Even if it was in a test tube, it didn't use two men. Understand that. So you can act. You can stay in your feelings. You can act like men are equal to women, and then you can ask men, why does it bother you that your daughter has to go in a restroom or changing room with a 6'4" man like Riley Gaines had to do? You know, some of these men are still fully intact, my friend. My granddaughter plays flag football and she plays volleyball. So, Shut up. As they used to say on In Living Color, shut up. Please shut up. Don't show your stupidity every day, my people. Understand other people are watching. And with that, having said that, I did say a few things I did not want to say, and that is criticism. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. Thanks, my friend Guy Tiller in boys' bathrooms. Uh, maybe he's talking about the man ponds again. Yeah, man. Um, uh, yeah, insults ain't good, my friends. I try to do this without, but some insults are called for because people are actually asking for them. When you say something totally insane about why grown men are not welcome in boys, I mean, why grown men or boys should not be welcomed in girls' locker rooms and changing rooms, those questions are not logical questions. Those questions are seem reasonable given today's uh evil. That's why it seems logical to you to ask questions like that. So Vic Caesar says freedom with Kamala. What is it about the Democrats and all of the people that like Kamala that uh ascribes to be everything so far from anything that even remotely identifies who they are? Isn't that crazy? I know some of the whites that look at y'all and y'all names. That could be a white guy, by the way. um, but I know some of the whites that see blacks with these names and they can't come out and say certain things. They don't want to offend people and they don't want to be counseled and fired for asking a legitimate question. It's like, why would you have a name like that? Caesar. Uh, I'm just saying if that person was black, because I know a black person that calls himself Caesar, and he's a Democrat. He's always calling himself dropping bombs. And then on here, we have somebody who just says something about Caesar. I don't know what his name. I don't know if he's white or black. But and then we had another black guy or another somebody who calls himself Optimus Prime, a transformer. Remember when Transformers made one of the Transformers, the producers of Transformers start putting in black Transformers with all this ebonics, but he wants to be a Transformer. All of these ebonics, they had Transformers actually talking like they had no education at all. Slang words and hood words. The guy that asked the crazy question, either he doesn't care or he's a you can believe that. Great comment, Pretty Blazing. Yeah, a lot of them are perverts, undercover perverts, and they let it out in feeds like this. You know, they hide behind little fake names and little fake profile pictures and stuff like that. And then guess what? Some of these guys walk right into the schoolhouse and teach your kids. That's why some of y'all gotta take note of some of these people who say some of these things, and when it get too vile, when you see somebody you know is a pervert, it might not be a bad idea to find out what he or she do. When you see somebody on here who you know wants to be a transformer and they don't mind transforming kids, you might not want to. I mean, you might want to find out. Let me make sure this guy don't work in a school in my city or no other city in America. Yeah. So it's not bad that they actually put their evil little hearts out there all the time. Sometimes these people can be, you know, it ain't good. Sometimes these people can be actually put in positions where they cannot harm others. But people who think like that, they are probably in positions where they can definitely bring harm to others. That's sad. My friends, I'm going to get out of here. But before I get out of here, I want to show something. Some of y'all are here, you won't see it, but Facebook and Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, you'll be able to hear it, see it, and man, I just thought it's crazy. That's not really crazy. It's from Twitter. And it's something about Vladimir Putin in a good note. In a good note. All right. So something we know that Vladimir actually does this a lot. He does different things to basically call out the hypocrisy of America and different things like that. And I probably made some people upset by saying, "Oh, wow, Vladimir calling out the hypocrisy of America." Yeah, he does that. That is why Tucker Carlson didn't mind trying to sit down with him and talk to him, because what we hear from Vladimir might be different from what we heard from Joe Biden, especially being that things dramatically changed when Joe Biden came in and Trump went out. Vladimir didn't do much under Trump, didn't move, didn't make a lot of threats and noises. Under Biden, he did the same exact thing that he did under Obama, and that is advance and take land. Look it up. And so Vladimir is unearthing, opening religious things. I didn't even know what the word was. Religious materials and things that had a lot of color to it. Had a lot of color, had a lot of African, had a lot of tint, black shade, these different figures and little things that was found. Maybe, you know, when it comes to country and powers and countries, a lot of times they buy these artifacts from different areas. They steal them some type of way when they raid countries. So a lot of Africa's artifacts are not in Africa. I've been to England, or I've been to London, I should say, and a lot of artifacts, a lot of museum and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things, paintings are over there that you will never, never, let me say it one more time, never see in America. And that is for a reason. And so I want to show some of this that Vladimir Putin has been opening. And it's not a long clip. Probably is, I think it's a minute. Let's check it out.
Putin reveals to the world a secret that European has been hiding from African for more than a millennium, that Jesus was black.
What he's doing right now, for those who can't see on TikTok, he's actually opening up. I don't really know what the figure is, so I don't want to try to, I don't want to sound stupid, but it's one of those gold figures like they used to do stuff. And it almost looked like a small church, a miniature church. It's about this big, and it has doors to open it. And behind it is a picture, so to speak, an engravement. And the engravement I can see is definitely colored. And this artifact is definitely thousands of years old.
Russia has opened its cellars to reveal remarkable paintings of Jesus dating back to the 1400s. Have you ever seen or heard of biblical icons where Jesus or the Virgin Mary have dark skin? Or even Abraham or King David? Then look beyond Europe. Russia has opened its vaults to reveal biblical icons featuring darker-skinned figures. In case this is making you wonder if Russia has its own twist on biblical figures, the answer is a no. This is not the case at all. This is, a matter of fact, as real as the untouched horizon of time. These icons aren't just artistic anomalies. These hold deep meanings of hidden shaded truths, sparking serious, curious questions about history and faith, representation, and the unexpected corners of religious art. Pay close attention, amazing people. You are just about to hear it today, like it is, in this video. In the Bible, that the Americans turned white when they told the stories to us. But Russians didn't get the memo. They went off for real history. Songs of Solomon. USA is also a great deceiver, and so many people inherit the wrong lesson from their great-grandparents and their parents, to the point where it's so deep that the lie is made true when the real answer is really just right there.
Man. And so that is on Twitter, if you want to look that up, and then look into some of the, right now it's like 500,000 views, conversation around it, I should say. And me myself, I thought it was pretty telling. As like I said, I've been to Europe before, United Kingdom, and you can see a lot of these very same artifacts and museums, paintings, and all of that. And I thought it was one of the better experiences that I had when I was abroad. That's it, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I wanted to share that last to just bring me back to a good place. Like I said, I probably felt offended, and I said some offensive things to a few people who I felt like made dumb comments. But hey, to each their own. If you feel like you don't mind your kids being up under somebody who don't mind um people grooming your kids, hey man, that's on you. At some day, some point in time, all of the people thinking that way will have to answer to their children, if you have any, if you ever have any. And that will be a great moment that your child can look you in the face and say, how could you? And those are some of the hardest explanations to have when your child comes to you. It could be about something else. So a lot of parents have had this situation, but one confrontation or one disappointment you don't want as a parent. And I'm not talking about a disappointment where your son or daughter is disappointed because you don't let them hold a car. I'm talking about true embarrassing disappointment upon amongst yourself, that you have to look your kid in the face. That's where you don't want it to be. Your wife or your children. So let some of these people think the way they think. One day they'll have to look their kids in the face, or somebody kids and explain that to them. Explain to your daughters why they didn't have a fair chance. Explain to your daughters why they had to box against men, but their mother, who was born in a good time, didn't. Their mother may have had a fair chance in volleyball, basketball, track and field, boxing. Clarissa Shields had a fair chance in boxing. Although they should send Clarissa. I bet Clarissa beat up some of those guys who in the ring fighting men. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, God is good. I'm out of here. It is still early in the day, so if you get out, you have a chance to see some people, see bodies, see others, see somebody in need, see somebody who could hear a word of inspiration, a word of love or hope, even a morsel to eat. Be that blessing, be that vessel today or tomorrow when you go out. Let yourself be the reason that they look up and say, God is awesome. And I needed that. How did you know I needed that, God? Thank you. You be that vessel today. Be that vessel tomorrow. As for now, I'm out of here. When I join live, man, you're always welcome to join me. YouTube, Facebook, like, subscribe, share. That's the most important thing. I appreciate it. God is good.